Welcome to Invest Out West podcast. I'm Nat Micken.
And I'm Carlia Micken. We are a husband and wife team who live and invest in Western Queensland.
Join us on our journey of creating passive income through mindset, business, crypto, and property investing. Welcome to Invest Out West podcast number 13.
Today we'd like to lead with a quote from Seneca that says, "Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool."
Yeah, so just a quick one today. We're just going to talk about a investment opportunity in northwest Queensland. It's a company called QEM. Their ticker on the ASX is simply QEM. Now, we have shares in that company, and they have an exploration lease for vanadium at Julia Creek. Now, it's a company that I'd sort of been studying for some time, and we bought shares in that company on the 20th of the 9th, 2021, and we bought them shares for 16 cents, and now, as we speak, they're back around 16 cents again. Now, they went up. The highest I've got here in that time, the highest I found was the 1st of the 4th, 2022, where they got to 26 cents. So that's a 10-cent increase on our initial investment, but they have dipped back down again back to our original purchase price. So it's probably like looking at that price going up and back down again. It's showing me what the company has for potential. It just shows that that it does have movement, that it can go up. So I'm still bullish on this company. Now, just to give a little bit of story about QEM. Their plan has always been to have a renewable energy hub on part of their lease, but early this year they actually sold off that arm of the project to a company called EPGA. And like I said, that happened early this year. Now the plan is to have a heap of solar panels and wind towers on the lease or parts of the lease, and that power will sort of feed backwards and forwards into the copper string 2.0 that I've talked about on this podcast before. That electricity will be part and parcel of that as well. The copper string is actually going to go across their lease, where, like in the same area where this renewable energy hub is going to be located. So, like I said, still really bullish on this company. It's still early days yet. They're still only doing tests and that, but there is massive potential there because of the amount of vanadium that is in that area, and the advantage of this is the fact that the road, like the Flinders Highway and the railway line, goes like right beside the lease, right beside QEM's lease. So the like transportation of the material out of the mine has already got like so much done, being road and rail right there on hand, and so the company has an office in the main street of Julia Creek, so that just sort of shows me that you know they are fair income about their project, and so their actual lease is it's about 6 kilometres southeast of Julia Creek. and it covers an area of about 249 square kilometres. So, talking a fairly big project. It will be a fairly big mine once it finally gets off the ground, and there will be a lot of economic opportunity in Julia Creek when this mine finally happens, and so that's why we're both bullish on investing in this company as well as investing in Julia Creek itself. We've got one investment property in Julia Creek at the moment, and we're looking to expand that over time as well. So that's probably about all that I've got to just to say on this company. Carly, did you want to add anything to that?
I mean, yeah, all I could really say is just, the amazing opportunities that are going to flow through when these companies come into our area. Now, those who follow our podcast know full well that we're going by the title alone, Invest Out West, that we are passionate about these projects in western areas, in rural areas, outback Australia, if you want to use that term, where it brings so many opportunities. And this is exactly what QEM are going to bring. We're still in the early days of this company. There's a saying that we hear all the time about people think that they've missed the boat, but we say that the boat isn't even built yet. This company, they're only just starting to get a bit of momentum, and so you can imagine, as Nat said, the economic prosperity that's going to flow from this project getting off the ground, and that's why we sort of wanted to share it, just to make people aware of what is available and what is happening out here in Western Queensland, and so for those who are wondering, so Julia Creek is located on the Flinders Highway between Townsville and Mount Isa, so classed as in really in northwest Queensland, and it's going to be like a really economic hub right along the Flinders Highway, and so I mean, for anybody who is considering how can they upscale their investment opportunities, then there's no better place to look than where these projects are getting off the ground. You can compare it to the likes of we'll use Emerald, Moranbah in central Queensland as examples. We all know what's happened with the mining industry that has come to them towns and the prosperity that it's brought. It has been phenomenal, and we truly believe that this is what we're going to see here in northwest Queensland with all of these projects that are starting to get momentum behind them now. So we just wanted to sort of just open the door, open that thought into people's minds as to think what is out there. Australia's a vast place, and what projects are being considered for these areas. So it's just an opportunity we wanted to bring, just to sow that seed.
Yeah, well said. Like we say in all of our podcasts, this isn't financial advice, but I just wanted to bring to people's attention this company, and even like if you're wanting to sort of, like Carly said, if you're wanting to get on the boat, I just believe that investing in a company like this is a good way to make a start, and that just gives you exposure to the potential prosperity that's going to come into this region. So. Yeah, did you want to have more to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on too. I just sort of putting myself in the position of somebody who's listening to this, scratching their head, going, "What on earth are you all talking about? How do we start to know about these opportunities?" And I guess what we do is like we look for these opportunities. Like we're out there and we're actively looking, to sort of see what's happening in these areas that are emerging as sort of the next area to take off. And I guess all I can encourage people to do is to commit that time, like sit down and look on real estate and become familiar with the type of properties, for if we're talking real estate, for example, the type of properties that come up on realestate.com.au. In these little towns where these projects are starting to get a bit of momentum, actually dedicate some time to do your own research and to look into it and sort of educate yourself on what the prosperity is. I mean, we could talk all day, and I'm sure we will do a podcast on Julia Creek and what it's like, but there is so much opportunity. Here we are, we're just talking about one company that's coming to the region, that's in the region, that's building up. But I mean, real estate, business, all these different little things you can, increase the school, join the council. There's so many opportunities that are going to flow through from this is just one project that we're discussing here today. So, and yeah, I just wanted to encourage people, just to sow the seed into your mind, to dedicate yourself some time, whether that be on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday morning, whatever that looks like for you, just to educate yourself, and to sort of start to open that door as to what, what's out here, and even the area and the scope and the community, these sorts of things. Find groups on Facebook and get to know, sort of what's out here, and just sort of, start your own journey into discovering what's in remote Australia.
Yeah, really well said. We're really bullish on Julia Creek, like I said before, and like Carlia said, we're going to do more shows on Julia Creek over the coming weeks and coming episodes of podcasts. We haven't sort of focused too much on Julia Creek in this podcast before, like on the Invest Out West podcast, but like I say, we're really bullish on Julia Creek. And we've already got investments in there already, and we're continuing to grow that. So that's sort of that's probably about all we've got on this one for now. Just wanted to open people's eyes up to these sorts of possibilities, whether it be the company or whether it be the actual town. So that's probably all we've got for now, and keep living the dream.